professions come and professions go, and some die out, and there's existential threats to every profession, particularly in this day and age with the development of technology. So I think, and there's not many individuals that are talking about what do we have to do differently? What does education have to be differently? What professional standards have to change before you become out of date? Yeah. And I think that it's trying to not lead that conversation, but try and promote that discussion, because if we're not talking about it, and I don't have the answer, I don't.
We don't yet
the entire answer, but I think quantity surveyors as a profession need to be thinking about it, learning, adapting,
absolutely,
using technology intelligently. Otherwise, things, what happens to the role? Where is the value in the role? I think one of my biggest frustrations, and I don't know if we share this, is the amount of waste in the use of data, the amount of spreadsheets and errors, and moving data from one place.
The administrative aspect of
God, and then you look at the industry generally, and we've got a skill shortage, but yet we always overspend against budget on projects, and you just go something.
Maybe there's a solution to this that we're not seeing. That's right in front of us.
That's it. Productivity's poor,
yeah.
And I think if people really reflected, if you're a quantity surveyor on a project, and you really reflected on how much of my time has been spent on wasted activity, i.e. moving data from one place to another place, and then how much is actually spent on making a difference to the
value creation piece.
And if people honestly stood back, I think a lot would be saying a lot of time wasted and not much time adding value.
Half my day, is it a third of my day? What are we actually doing here?
Maybe more, and maybe even whole armies of teams that are there
that are just doing that.
Yeah, they're a product of the waste, and there's just something about all of that you go, that we have to wake up to that and go, that's not acceptable. And it's not just QSs, it's engineers.
It's the entire stakeholder group, I'd say, within the entire supply chain.
Exactly that. So me looking at that going, that's a big issue. I don't know, designing a business that is different and does work productively, and we do use technology intelligently. That's what I want the future to be, because if you think about it, the things that we enjoy the most is adding value. Nobody wakes up every day and goes, I can't wait to, move the data from that spreadsheet to another spreadsheet to another spreadsheet. People want to make a difference to the world that they're in.
And enjoy what they're doing.
I've got purpose, I have value. So doing more of that and
less of the other,
brings job satisfaction. Don't get me started on people working ridiculous hours, most of which is a consequence of the waste as well. So I think all of these issues all come back to probably productivity, actually, and rethinking.
Doing more with less.
How can we be more productive in what we do, rather than just sleepwalking?
I do like the RICS piece, and looking at quantity surveying as we know it now is fundamentally changing. And the only thing we can be sure of is that it's going to be different in the future, whether that's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And I always say that it's important for us to stand up and write that future for ourselves. What do we want it to look like, as opposed to sitting back and allowing industry or other industries write that for us. When I say other industries, I mean the tech industry come in and going and literally writing that for us in code and going, well, actually, guys, you're obsolete now.
We don't need you.
We don't need you anymore, because we looked at the service you provide, and a lot of it is now redundant, administrative. We've now streamlined the entire process, so we don't need you anymore.
Yeah, why do you need an army of people pushing paper around and moving data around? Where
exactly.
There is technology available that can project manage, issues and whole sets of data. So I think, what I see is, and I guess it's the same as anything, it's the people that adapt and use the technology not to their advantage, but to their benefit, are the ones who will stand out in the career. And if you think about when we started in our career, if you were a bit of a whiz in Excel, it didn't matter. You were going places.
Absolutely.
You were like the shining star. Oh God, he can put borders around these spreadsheets. You were the because the generation before us were
it was paper.
I've got this computer. How do I even open it up? So we've been. Our bar is that's the level that we're used to. But really, there's an entire new level now, and those coming into the industry and those early on in their career, those that are able to see that, adapt to it, are gonna fly without a doubt. But you're right, we have a responsibility to show them what's possible.